Hey everybody, it's Karen with Food and Family. This is Memorial Day weekend. We're spending a quiet weekend at home and I'm gonna cook lunch for us, or it'll be a late lunch, early supper. We're gonna have pork chops, some cheesy macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to cook some cranberry beans. Never cooked them before, so I hope you follow along with me on that one. Then we're going to fry up some okra with some green tomatoes. But first I want to get my pork chops washed and get them on a paper towel so we can get them patted dry. Then I'm going to set them aside and let them sit for just a minute. So let's wash them, rinse them off, make sure there's no bony pieces on it from where it was cut at the butcher's. I'll lay it on some paper towels. They're not very thick. I don't like a real thick pork chop. Can you see the thickness of that pork chop? See how thick I've got it? And that is about the perfect pork chop. So, okay, so now I'm going to wash my hands real good. Okay, so I've got my pork chops rinsed and they're sitting on some paper towels drying a little bit. Before we cook them, don't want them wet when we go to fry them. And I'm gonna put my macaroni and cheese together and get it started in the crock pot. So it can be going while we finish everything else. Now, I've boiled my noodles. You can see they're still hot, they're steaming. And I went ahead and cooked them. They're kind of al dente because they're gonna cook a little bit more with all that cheesy goodness that I'm about to put in there. So I want to put, I cooked, I think, probably just over a pound of noodles. And I'm contemplating not using them all because I can make a little macaroni salad with what's left, right? Ooh, that'd be so good, wouldn't it? That would make a good lunch one day. Move that out of the way. So now, we've got our noodles all in here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding goodness to this. I've got 2 cups of milk. I'm not sure I'm gonna use it all because I wanna put some half and half in it, but we're gonna eyeball this as we go along, see if we need some more. And you know, I think I'm gonna use it all. Plus a little half and half. Oh yeah, it needs it. It's gonna need it. And we're just gonna pour till we're happy, right? That wasn't a cup. That might have been about half a cup. And get our cheese in. We'll see if we need more. Looky there. Okay, so now here comes all the goodness. Before we put our cheese in now, I want to beat up an egg. Have you ever put an egg in your macaroni and cheese? I do. It just kind of makes it creamy. It will make it kind of like fluffed up a little bit. I want to beat it up though before I put it in there. And that way I've got it. Oh, it's noisy. We're going to put that in there. Stir it up, get rid of this, put that milk. I'll quit walking. Now, I salted the noodles really well when I boiled them. You want to be like salt water, sea salt water when you boil it. So I don't think I'm going to add any more salt. I've got garlic powder. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder, and I'm thinking maybe a heaping half a teaspoon. I'm not making garlic mac and cheese, but I like that little hint of flavor in it. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit of paprika. Y'all know I like my paprika, and I don't want that much. I'm gonna put just maybe a quarter of a teaspoon of paprika. But I did forget something. I always put in, get on there. We'll deal with you in a minute. A little bit of ground red pepper. cayenne pepper. Not much. Put as much as you want, but I can't handle the heat. I don't do well with the heat. And that's not quite a full quarter teaspoon, but that will be enough to say, what did she put in there that is so, so good? Now, mustard powder. Do you ever put mustard powder in your macaroni and cheese? It's very good. It is very, very good in there. And I'm about out. I'm gonna have to get me some. And that's gonna be, well, time I get some more, that'll be about a teaspoon. I've got about 1 1/4 teaspoons, and I'm gonna put it all in there. I'll have to get me some more of that. Sit that there so I can put it on my shopping list. I'm gonna stir it all up. I'll get it all stirred together. Okay, now here comes the good part. Cheese. Okay, so I have got from a little place that I ordered some stuff from, some food from. I got these little packets of cream cheese. Now, I didn't use them, so now's a good time to use it. Not wasting it. That is a 1 ounce package. So I'm gonna put, I'm thinking 2. I might come back and put a little bit more. I'm thinking, I'm just gonna put 2 ounces. I'm not gonna put the third one in because we've got some more cheeses to put. We're going to put, I've got some mild cheddar. Now, I'm gonna kind of guess at this as I go, and I'll write it all down because we're gonna add a bunch. Just over half a cup of mild. I've got some sharp cheddar, and I think I'm gonna put the same amount of that in there. And then it's a little more finely shredded. Well, kind of let that run over. Hey, don't hurt anything, does it? Little extra cheese, never hurt anybody. So we've got some mozzarella. And I think we'll put the same amount of the mozzarella. We'll let, oh, what do you think about that? We'll let that run over too. And that'll be good. Come here, you little piece. And y'all know what I think I want to add to it? I didn't get it out, but I think let's add a little parmesan to that. Get my big tablespoon out here. If I had some fresh parmesan on the run, I would use that. We'll put a couple of tablespoons. We're doing what we want here today because we can. Now, I know some people frown upon it, but it is delicious, and there's no cheese that melts as well as this processed cheese. And I think I'm gonna put, see, this has got the measurements on the back package for you. So I think we're gonna use about, let's try 3 ounces of this. And we'll cut it up. I'm gonna cut it in chunks. Use a knife and add it. See, look at that. Now, we're gonna set this back here in the crock pot. We'll get it stirred together. There's one other thing I was gonna add. A little black pepper. I didn't add any more salt because I salted the noodles well. The cheese is salty, so we don't wanna get it too salty. Can't you just taste it already? Who doesn't like macaroni and cheese? And I think every good Southern cook has a macaroni and cheese recipe. So let me get this back here and get it turned on, and I'll be right back with you. Can y'all believe I forgot to put my butter in my macaroni and cheese? And if you know me, and you've been watching me, you know I use butter, and I love my butter. So let's get it put in. I can't believe I did that. I was cleaning up and I looked around and said, there's my butter, I forgot. So I wanted to come back and show you that we have butter in it. Right, now let's get it going. Okay, so let's get our cranberry beans on. I have washed and looked at these beans. There were no bad ones. There were no little pebbles in it. Looky there. Isn't that just a pretty bean? And I've never had them. They remind me so much of a pinto. Except we know pintos are darker. So so you can get those down in here. And I have an idea of what I want to do before I do that. Here you are. You know, this is how we cook. We change things as we go, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put a full stick of butter in these because I'm not using meat. I just don't care for, as much as I love bacon, I just don't care for it in my beans. Now I don't have a ham bone, that would be good, I'm sure. Put that in there. So we're gonna put that in there. Salt. And that's probably a teaspoon. It's not as much salt as it kind of looks on the camera. And I think I'm going to add some onion. I had just a little piece left, and I'm just cutting it in chunks like that. And I'm going to drop it in there. I just think it'll be good. Now, how about that? We're going to cover it with some water. There we go. And is there anything else I want to do to it? I don't think so. So we're gonna get it in here. Let me add just a little bit more water. Because what I do is I cook my beans in the Instapot, and it doesn't cut down, you know, the water doesn't evaporate. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So after they're done, after it cuts off, then I just let them sit here, take the lid off once it's depressurized, take the lid off and just let them cook and thicken up. So I like the juice to be thick. So when I put it on my cornbread. So let's get our lid going, get it sealed. We're going to set this on manual. We want 45 minutes. 45, come on, 45. And it'll start by itself. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna fry up some okra, and we're gonna fry some pork chops, and we're gonna have us a good meal this evening. And I'm gonna make, all right, so we're ready to fry some pork chops. We've got our beans, they're done. I'm simmering them just to thicken up the juice. I don't know if you can see these beans. Look at that. Oh, look how good they are. Now I started them out in 45 minutes, and then I went back and added another 30. And I had to add a little bit more salt to them. So we're just letting the juice thicken down. We're gonna cook pork chops. I've got my flour, does not come seasoned. I got salt and pepper in it. I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder, not much. That might have been half a teaspoon. We're gonna put a little bit of onion powder, about the same amount. I'm gonna put, oops, I was open. A little paprika, about the same amount. Little red pepper now. Y'all know I don't do heat very well, but we're gonna put a little bit just so we say, what did she do to it? We're gonna stir it up. You see all that in there? Wow. You hear these beans boiling? Right. finish them off like that. Okay, then, all right, extremely clean hands. I promise you I washed them. You don't see me do it. I patted them dry after I washed them, the pork chops that is. I went back and thawed out a few more and put them in there, and okay, they'll be left over, they'll still be good. See that pork chop? Now I'm going to put them in a pan here. I'm going to get them battered all at one time. And while I'm at it, let's keep their oil going. It'll be good and hot when we get started frying. It will not take long to fry these. They're not real thick. You don't want to over fry them. That's the worst thing you can do. It'll make them tough and dry them out. We don't want that. Nothing worse than a dried out pork chop. So let me get over to the stove. I'll get you set up over there and we'll be right back. Okay, stay with me. All right, so we're over here at the stove. My oil's getting hot and I am going to take this okra up. Guys, this is so good. It's so delicious. I've told y'all before, if I didn't cook anything else and I just cooked a big pan of okra every day, my man would be so happy. And I put green tomatoes in it. Some of it's real crunchy, some of it's not. I use cornmeal, white lily, buttermilk cornmeal mix. I use just a very small, maybe a tablespoon of white lily self-rising flour. I like white lily the best. You've heard me say that. A little salt, and that's all I do to my tomatoes. I mean my okra and tomatoes. We need to fry some green tomatoes one day. We will do that. So I'm going to stick that right there close to the stove. It'll stay warm. Now let's check. Our oil is hot. Now see, I've set these pork chops in this pan. They sit there. See how they're starting to look wet? And that will make a good crust. Listen to it when I put it in there now. Listen. Can you hear that? Yes. Using my pigtails so I'm not touching the meat. It will not take them long to cook. I can only get 2 at a time in here, but it won't take them long to cook, and we'll have this supper on and done in just a matter of minutes. So, but let me get these fried up, and I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like when we get them done, and you can see the other side. I'm only going to turn them one time. That's all I plan on turning them is once, because they're not too thick, and once they get brown on one side, they will be done and ready to take up out of this hot oil. All right, give me a minute and I'll be back with you, okay? All right, we are finishing up these beautiful chops. Looky here. I'm going to leave that one in the pan for just another minute. That's all it's going to take. But look at here. Can you get any prettier than that? I don't think so. And then look at that pork chop. Oh my goodness, I can taste it. I'm getting hungry smelling all this good food. We're going to get our plates fixed here in just a few minutes, and I'm going to get everything out and sit around, and I'm going to get pictures of everything, and I'll move you back over to the island and let you see everything all together, okay? So let's get this out here. Turn this hot oil off. Now it took us that one extra minute. We have got a beautiful plate of pork chops. I'm going to move this oil back because it is scalding hot. Do not want to burn ourselves. So give me just a minute. Let me get you sit back up over on the island and we'll be right back, okay? All right, we are fixing to eat. I have a special guest, very special guest for me today, and that's my brother Greg. We love being together and doing things together. stir this macaroni up, and then I want to show it to you. You see how good that is. Looky there. And that's going in the crock pot for a couple of hours. You saw me put it together. And it's done. So we're going to fix us a plate. And we're going to get ready to eat. We'll start out with some cornbread. Good old cornbread. And we're going to put some okra. A little bit of it crunchy, but it'll be okay. Let's get us a big old pork chop here. Isn't that just the prettiest thing? Looky there. We'll throw us some macaroni and cheese on. Oh, it's so full of cheese. Looky there, y'all. Watch this. Watch this. You see all that cheese dripping from that spoon? Oh, man. And we're going to try these cranberry beans I've never had. And I am anxious to try them. Looky there. Now, is that not a beautiful plate of food? Here you go, brother. Whew. I hope you enjoy. Oh, here's your knife if you need it. We're going to get the other man in here and get him fed. See what you think about it. Oh, my word.
Good. I know it's all good. Man.
Me and him love to get out and go places and do things together, so we do it as much as we can. And
I'm the baby.
and he never lets me forget it. Oh. How's the seasoning on that chop?
Oh, it's perfect.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect.
All right. Well, see, have my approval right there. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. And I really hope you'll come back and visit with me. Everybody have a safe Memorial Day. And let's think about all of our veterans, past and present, and keep them in our thoughts. Okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later.